day to get my endometrial scratch done. I'm feeling okay. I'm not feeling too anxious about it at this point in time. I probably will when I arrive. I've heard from a lot of you who have seen the same specialist as I am seeing, and you've all said that she's a pro and that it's over before you know it and it's not too painful. So I'm hoping that's the case for me. Obviously everyone's different and everyone's pain threshold is different. So yeah, I'm almost there. Today is the last day I'm on the pill, which is very exciting. I have been taking the Cineral nasal spray, which suppresses my hormones, and so far so good, although it does make me sneeze like a crazy person every time I take it. But yeah, other than that, I've been feeling a bit more positive this week. It's crazy to think how fast things could be happening. After this scratch, I have a blood test on Tuesday to measure my hormones, and it's basically the equivalent of a baseline scan. So instead of a baseline, I'll be having that blood test, and if my levels are all good, then I could be starting stims as early as next Wednesday, so the next day. So it's all kind of crept up very quickly. I'm just going to go with the flow, take each day as it comes, and not stress too much about the things that are out of my control. It's all you can do, right? Just hope for the best, and do everything right, and there's not much more you can do. So yeah, it's Friday today. And I could be starting stims in less than a week. So very scary, but exciting as well. I'm just very hopeful for a different outcome. I'm also getting today a biopsy done for natural killer cells test. That'll happen at the same time as the endometrial scratch. So I think those results will come back in about 4 days' time. So yes, that'll be interesting to know as well. That's really it. I think I will let you know how I feel after the scratch. The scratch is done, and it was pain-free. I've just walked quite a bit to my car, and I'm not in any pain. The scratch procedure itself wasn't painful. My uterus got flushed with betadine, I think it was, and then catheter goes in similar to what's inserted when they do an embryo transfer, and then she just scraped my lining, and honestly I barely felt it. I felt it a little bit, but I wouldn't classify it as pain. I did take 2 Nurofen an hour prior, so obviously that might have helped. I'm cooking in this car. Whew. I'm just going to turn the car on. It wasn't too bad at all, which is awesome. I'm going to head home now and myself a naughty little snack for the car. Dark chocolate, orange and coconut snack, because I'm feeling really hungry. I'm home now. I did try and film in the car, but my camera holder kept falling down, and so I figured I'd just film when I got home. So scratch is done. I don't feel anything. I'm not in any pain, which is awesome. I didn't really know what to expect. I got a lot of feedback from many people saying it was excruciatingly painful, and others saying it was absolutely fine. So I honestly didn't know what to expect, and I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't too bad at all. Hopefully this scratch will help the little embryo that we transfer implant. It does the same thing as a curette DNC, same success, so it's just an easier way of doing that rather than going under anaesthetic. So it's done. One step forward, I guess. We are going to be doing a fresh transfer. I don't think I mentioned this on YouTube. I mentioned it on Instagram, but our specialist would like to do a fresh transfer, and it's what she usually does. I figured because we've been recommended to do PGS testing that it would be a freeze-all cycle, but she likes to make use of the cycle, or the stim cycle, and do a fresh transfer regardless of whether you're doing PGS testing on the other embryos. So it took a little bit to get my head around that, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, but as much as I want this cycle to be different to my previous cycles, I haven't had many embryos make it to 5-day blastocyst, so I guess this is another way of ensuring that we do a transfer if there are not many embryos progressing. So yeah, we will be doing a fresh transfer end of this stim cycle. For those of you who don't know our history, we've done 2 IVF cycles previous to this one, and we've only had, combined those 2 cycles, only had 3 embryos make it to 5-day blastocyst, so not many at all. The first cycle was a bit of a surprising one though. Of 9 mature eggs that were collected, only 2 fertilised. We didn't do ICSI because Tim's sperm analysis was fine and normal. So that was a surprising result. The doctors didn't really see that coming either. So of those 2 that fertilised, only 1 made it to 5-day blastocyst. That was transferred, fresh transfer, and ended in a chemical pregnancy. Our second IVF cycle in June last year, we had 8 mature eggs, 6 fertilised, which was a lot better than the previous with ICSI. And we had 2 make it to 5-day blastocyst. We transferred 1, fresh transfer, ended in a chemical pregnancy. The second blastocyst was frozen on day 6. In December last year, we went to do a frozen transfer, our first frozen transfer, but the embryo didn't survive the thawing process, so we didn't get very far with that one. I don't know, it's a little bit discouraging when you think about what's happened in the past and what's brought us to this point, but I'm trying not to focus on the past and just hope that the future is different. And honestly, as I said, taking each day as it comes, day by day, that's all we can do. So yeah, we'll do a fresh transfer this cycle and PGS test all remaining embryos, which I hope there are many of, and we can freeze them. Thank you for all of your advice leading up to my scratch. I was going to have a scratch back in August last year. Ended up cancelling it at the doctor's office because there was a chance that Tim and I had conceived that month, and sure enough I was pregnant. So obviously it didn't end well, but I'm glad I didn't go ahead with the scratch and listened to my gut instinct, because I would have always wondered whether the scratch had caused the miscarriage. So gut instinct is definitely a thing to listen to. Anyways, I've babbled enough. I will be having a blood test on Tuesday. I'll let you know the results of that. And if all is good, I will start stims on Wednesday. My arm is really tired, so I'm going to leave it here. But have a lovely weekend, everyone. See you in my next video. Bye.
Inseparable, we were closer than two of a kind. The bond was almost palpable. solemn oaths with our blood that were signed.